much, baby. Appreciate you. And then SF, he, put his report out. And, that makes me question, why was SF at Old Hickory Dam, right? I mean, I obviously was looking into the water, in my opinion, down at the dam. Why was SF at Old? Okay. There should be a couple different things here.
Across the street to the creek. In the first video on the ground, you see that
mentioned here in this podcast.
Coming quickly in the creek, the Riley String. Train case in Nashville. Everyone kept thinking something sinister happened, and
started to use a flashlight tag. Oh, okay, Sebastian picked up the scent from the phone was.
I was trying to
told you about.
Chris said, no. Sebastian could only call the contacts.
Sebastian's phone had a number that wasn't identified in his phone. We found out the number belonged to his grandmother. The burned cell phone.
Yeah, like Sebastian's grandmother wouldn't be. Wait a second. I thought Sebastian. Hold on. Wait a second. No. I just remembered something Chris said. No. Sebastian could only call the contacts in his phone. He could only call the contacts in his phone. They had very strict
phone that I told you about was a phone that called one of the three parents. It called Seth's phone. It doesn't need to sound like Sebastian had a burner phone either, because there is no proof Sebastian had one. That was his response when I tweeted out what I tweeted.
Okay. So what is he's double talking here? He's double talking here. Edgar is, because he's saying he's implying it's but one of three parents, then Seth's. You don't talk like that. That's not, you don't need to say that. One of three parents. Seth's phone. You know, you might have lied to the police before. No, no. Did you lie about the police in this specific event? They're going to make sure it's locked down, that question. Okay. We're going to talk about the phone again, the phone verbally. Hold on. All right, let me listen to this part.
Conversation that he said he had was, you know, Katie called him freaking out. Sebastian wasn't there. And that
When was it? April of 20. They got, there was a warrant. Nope.
basically the way.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
And he's with the thing that they had going on in court or whatever. I say no, absolutely not. Question. Well, that's when you know.
They call with the sheriff was bringing Sebastian home.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
That's the only thing that matters is bringing Sebastian home. Okay. Let me see here. What's okay. They're also, you got to remember, they also went back to Edgar and KK's house in when was it? April of 2025?
Put the effort in to willingly give police what they wanted.
Oh, yes. That's right. His truck was beaming out a Wi-Fi signal. Very interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go.
But that raises the question.
That it's more likely than not something that they need on there.
Perspective.
He said it was about a year after, and we still don't have any arrests. Here we are, and
I can listen to this. Basically, the way Chris presented it. Okay. Let me hear this right here.
important details. I think the search warrant for me, like, why, right? Because if they in fact did hand over every piece of, you know, basically the way Chris presented it was they all handed over their phones willingly, all three, right? Katie, Chris, and
Anything you want, buddy.
he said that his phone took the least amount of time, meaning Chris's, to image. So if people don't know what occurs during this process, police will tie a device into the phone and take a backup of it, right? They don't have to take the physical phone. Image.
Take total control of your phone. It's really weird. It's weird. I got to go back and listen to all part. Okay. Let me listen to this. I got to go back and listen to
That
all
the
of
number
this.
belonged to his grandmother. The burn cell phone that I told you about was a phone that called one of the three parents. It called Seth's phone. It doesn't
All
the
of
number
this.
belong to her phone either.
Would you guys be able to hang this up here at your window?
Behind Stafford Court. Someone said to check some retention pond or construction, but there's nothing back here. Stafford Court.
You guys be able to hang this up here at your window? You guys be able
Again, I don't believe Sebastian was ever there. Again, I don't believe Sebastian was ever there. Oh, and by the way, about the escort thing about school, and from what I understand, I have spoken to staff there. I never seen or heard Sebastian having to be escorted around school. Just an FYI. I will message someone and confirm that, but I am almost certain on that. Nova, 3 months, baby. How you doing? Thank you so much, my dear. Always enjoy your content, Justin. Sebastian ran away, slipping on a rock and
I had
this sent this again. I don't believe Sebastian. Again, I don't believe Sebastian was ever escort thing about school. And from what I understand, I have spoken to staff there. I never seen or heard Sebastian having to be asked. Remember, he said 10 or 12 feet into. That's interesting. Regular, not normal, regular, not normal, regular. I don't even say regular with the other kids, that wasn't in his
that they believe a different scenario.
scene at all. But I do believe there was a phone, in my opinion, what the FBI wanted him to. One second. Searchers and hitters. Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. Someone just texted me. They said that Chris called the police on Silvers on the scene when he was in Mississippi. Really? Everything about this case is extremely sad. It is. Is that true? He was always planting seeds that Sebastian is bad. I think, yeah. Yes, that's what CP said on panel. Oh, well, isn't that interesting that he has no problem with people searching in Henderson? Yeah. So when it comes to the uh that report that some creator or something put out, I don't read much into that. Anybody can make a report of the vultures. I don't read much into that. Yeah, I don't think police on Silver a search warrant in April of 2020. I wasn't planning on doing this, but
One that I told you about was a phone. Hickory Dam is 7 miles away. Yeah, so
there should be a couple different things here
across the street.
in this podcast. Okay,
At some, and I
put that in. at his home or the neighbors or anything like that. But just keep listening here.
A certain date, and then it reappeared on the 26th.
Yeah.
And then the other signal, I don't even know. I didn't give a shit about it just because they had said, well, it's not been here. So
Oh, so it was another device from earlier, not like in that time frame. It was from earlier, where further back in the.
I'm big sent to the as I can. Thank you so much, baby. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Billy, you're doing good. Phone one. Right here.
On the day that
This is
happened, Chris sat down in the conference room and Sebastian was walking with a girl, an older girl who wasn't authorized to walk him through the hallways of the school. Turns out that girl was dating one of the teenagers that lived at Bobby's house.